Hi everyone, it's Polar's Lights and Signals. Today I'm going to do a streetlight review, but before we get into it, if anyone saw my last vlog, please go watch that, because I mentioned a bunch of really cool stuff, but I also mentioned some other things too that are going on in my life. But if any of you guys have already watched the vlog, of course you don't have to watch it again, but anyway, I want to say for those people, I am feeling a little bit more motivated now. Some time has gone by, and even though I'm not as ready as I feel like I am, or at least want to be, I'll give videos a try again. So yeah. Anyway, today I want to do a review on a fixture I just recently got, and I think you guys are gonna like this one. So let's get into it. So this right here is my 1985 American Electric / ITT 213 in 200 watts high pressure sodium. Now, I don't collect a lot of high pressure sodium fixtures, but I want to say that I feel this fixture is pretty rare, and since these are pretty readily available in Cincinnati, where I go to visit my dad at, I decided to try and see if I could get a hold of one, and I did, and that's really just because these are still abundant all over the city. This fixture, I guess, was inspired by American Electric to be made due to General Electric's power door fixtures that they made starting all the way back actually in the late 60s. American Electric for a really long time did not make power door style fixtures. They finally, sometime in I guess the early 80s, came out with a model, and basically all that they really did was utilize the top housing of the Model 13 and then changed up the components a little bit so that a power door and front section door could be added to make a power door version. Now, this is not called a power door. American Electric / ITT really likes to call these things power pads, which actually is quite a clever name. And yeah, you can, it's like the GE power door. All your ballasting is on the door. You got a separate compartment for the front section. And yeah, it's pretty simple. As simple as this fixture is, these apparently weren't made for too long, as ITT and American Electric ended their partnership sometime, I think, in the late 80s, I think around 87 to be exact. But these fixtures, they redesigned this fixture. Of course, everyone knows about the American Electric 313 that came after that, and basically when the 113 came out, they took that fixture and made a power pad version of it as well. And of course, since this is based on the Model 13's design, this design was pretty much scrapped in favor for that newer, smaller power pad fixture. Despite the short run of this fixture, I'm not really sure when this fixture actually first came out, because during the 70s, when American Electric was bought out by ITT, they did redesign their fixtures, of course, and the Model 13 and Model 25 you guys know of actually had different designations and were made a little bit different, with the same still design, square design that they had, but they were still using the 000 designation, so 13 000, 25 000, and I'm not sure if this fixture was made during that time, so I don't know if 213 000 exists, but yeah. So, as for when this thing was first made, it's really unclear, but it's a really cool fixture, and I'm really excited to have it in my collection. And before we get into it, I want to mention one more thing. The reason why I decided to get this high pressure sodium version, for two reasons. One, because it is a 200 watt high pressure sodium, which apparently people say is kind of rare, and I do agree with that a little bit. I don't see 200 watt high pressure sodium very often. It's something I've only ever seen in Cincinnati there. They got a lot of 200 watt high pressure sodium fixtures. And another thing too, like these, like I said, these fixtures I feel like are quite rare everywhere else. To even just get one at all is just, it's kind of cool. I'm sure Mercury versions would be hard to find, so just for that second reason, just based on how rare it is, I just decided to just pick it up. There are some more there that I could probably go back and get. However, for now I'm going to hold on to this one, but I plan on converting this fixture to 250 watts mercury vapor. And I looked at the catalogs online on Scribd, if anyone wants to go on there and check out Alan Masters' page, he has the actual catalog for this fixture with all the ordering data, all the wattages and ballast types that you can get it in. And I noticed it was made into 50 watts, and since 250 watts mercury is one of my favorite wattages for mercury vapor, I do want to convert this. Now, I'm not going to do some stupid modern retrofit ballast conversion, since there is really no stickering in here saying what this fixture's serial number is or what the type of fixture it should be. I'm going to go ahead and convert it to 250 watts mercury using American Electric ballasting from this time. So I just got to get a used 250 watt ballast for it. But yeah, and I really want to try to get some others to have some other variations as well. But yeah. Anyway, with all that said, let's go ahead now and look at the fixture closely. So coming up closer to it, you can see the outside. It's very square and boxy, just like the Model 13. But it is very nice, and it is quite thick, especially on the door section. You can see how nice and long it is. I will say, design-wise, this probably has not really aged very well. It's very chunky, especially, like I said, on the door. With it being so thick, it's probably not the most appealing thing, but I don't really care. It's kind of unique, I'd say now. But yeah, the metal is pretty nice on it. Not just being thick, but being powder coated and anodized as well. So good job to American Electric. And of course, on the bottom section, you can still see some of that remaining paint. So it's still trying to flake off, but on the top, it's mostly come off, except for some spots. I think this fixture, yeah, this fixture was kind of facing sideways to the sun light, so you can see on the other side, there's not as much paint on it due to the sun hitting it, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you can see the door section on the bottom here. We'll go down and look at that. You got a nice latch right here. And you can see there's a screw that also helps give it some extra support. And you can see the 200 watt high pressure sodium sticker on it. So really cool. And then Duke Energy has their maintenance sticker on it, which is from 2020 they last maintained it. So pretty neat, actually. So there's two 20s on here. Interesting. But yeah, you can see this door, it's really nice and square, and like I said, it's really thick. This part's probably the thicker part. It's almost built like a tank, and it has some nice heat sinks on the bottom of it as well, which I'm really impressed with. It's just it really is a good way to keep the ballast cool. And then towards the back, we'll look at the hinge. ITT was still utilizing claw hinges. I don't know if the later versions of these switched to the two legs like they did from during the last year. ITT made their stuff, but yeah, you got this nice thick hinge and then this piece of metal, which I'll show you how that operates here in a second. And going on top here, you can see some little dimples on top. Those are where your screws mount up into the top housing, I believe, for your fixture adjustment and slip fitter clamp. Right here you can see the photocell socket. I'll go ahead and, looks like I ignited the fixture there for a sec. I'll go ahead and take the fixture's photocell off. I just have this 1980s Fisher Pierce new old stock photocell, which doesn't really act like it's new old stock. It kind of buzzes a lot, but yeah, really nice. I was never a fan of these just because as time goes on and when these age and dry up, these plastic pieces, since they're just kind of cut out and glued on the front, they fall off and go missing. But yeah, I'll go ahead and set that right there. And if we go on top here, we can look at the photocell socket. As you can see here, you got this really nice, I don't know what kind of plastic this is, but it's a really nice plastic photocell. You got a little screw in the middle here. To adjust it, all you gotta do is unloosen that screw, and then you can pivot the photocell. There's a little like clamp, which we will see here in a moment, on the inside that holds it to the top housing. Of course, once it's loose, you just adjust it to where you want your north position to be, and then when you're done, you just screw it back down and it's good to go. And it's a really nice, high quality plastic finish, and you can see it says ITT on it, and it has all your other lettering as well. You got some, there we go. So yeah, you can see the little instructions on there, and you can see it says point arrow to north. And yeah, pretty cool. It says ITT on it. So I really like that. I'll go ahead and stick this back on here. How does that go? Like that. There we go. Perfect. And then last but not least, there is a little spot on the front here for leveling, as you can see. So that'll help to obviously level your fixture. I know most people don't use these things. They kind of just throw the Cobras up, or they assemble them on the ground if they're being assembled with an arm. But yeah, just like what I do at my job, pretty much. We never really level anything, but yeah, it's there if you need it. So yeah, pretty nice. All right, and I think I might have missed it, but we'll take a closer look at it again. But you can see the glassware on the front here. And you got this really nice latch for the front section. If you're smart and you have good eyes, you might notice that this glassware is a 4-way refractor. Well, this fixture came with a standard, just like Westinghouse style prismatic glass, and of course that was shot. And two things, I don't like that American Electric did start using those because they quit using their standard American Electric refractors, and I just felt that those prismatic ones they were using were pretty boring and just overly used on pretty much every brand at the time. So I had an extra piece of 4-way glass that I had collected a couple years ago, and I just decided to throw it in here, especially since the glass was already shot up. And I must say, it looks really good. So yeah, and we'll take a closer look at that here in a moment. But let me go ahead now and show you guys how to open up the 213. So first things first, the power door here. To open up the power door, the first thing you want to do, like I showed you, is undo this screw right here. Now you can use a flathead screwdriver to unscrew it if you want to, but if you're cool like me, you'll buy an actual nut driver, because this is also a hex screw. So I'm going to use my nut driver here to loosen that screw, and like I said, that screw is just there for a little bit of an extra securement. But with that undone, you just got to pull this latch forward like so, and then you can lift the door down. And before you actually take the door off the fixture, you got 2 sets of connectors here. One is for your wires from your ballast to your lamp, and of course this black set is for from your photo cell to your ballast. So you want to undo those real quick, and all you got to do is just really unplug them. Mine are a little sticky, so I'll try to do it as well as I can. There we go. So you can see those are unplugged now. And I'll unplug these two. There we go. Ouch, hurt my hand. And yeah, now that those are undone, you can come over to the back side, and basically all you got to do is lift this metal piece down right here. And what this does is pretty much just helps to hold the door onto the claw section back here, onto the hinge. And then once that's off, you can just slide it right off. And then there we go. Now with the door off, we can take a look at the insides here. So on the bottom here, you can see the claw for the hinge. Then you got your plastic connectors here, which for high pressure sodium fixtures, these don't seem to go bad or anything, but I've noticed with some of the mercury vapor fixtures, these connectors can sometimes dry up and crack, and that is just due to UV. So I guess these are not the best from what I've heard, but I've never really come across any that have failed. But yeah, they do feel nice when they're new though. They're nice, made of really nice thick plastic, so yeah. And one thing that's really cool is this date right here. So this date would have been written, I guess, when this fixture was installed. So you can see it was installed March the 21st, 1985. As of this video recording, it is actually March the, I think, 12th today, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's quite close to the that date almost. So yeah, pretty nice. And then moving down towards the bottom section of the door, you can see the ballast assembly. Really, really cool. Try to show you guys what it looks like. It's just a high reactance, high pressure sodium ballast that runs on 120 volts, and actually looks like you can do 240 as well if you want. So it might not be high reactance. This could be a CWI ballast, but yeah, pretty cool. And then you can see the starter card that American Electric ITT used. You can see it says ITT on it, right down there next to that red cap on there. So pretty cool. And I really do like these older starter cards they use. They're
a lot nicer and they actually last. I think it's because of how well built they are. They got bigger components on them. It's a much bigger card. It's much better. I'd say compared to other brands, this is pretty good. So yeah, and then you got a little plastic connector down there to kind of hold the wires. And here is the hinge on the front, as you can see. It's the latch is made of a cast aluminum. It's pretty nice and thick. Feels very high quality, and I don't think it ever break. The two tabs that come off to the side are held down by these screws, so if you ever want to take the latch out and give it a good clean, you could. So it's pretty easy, and you got this nice stainless steel spring. It's just a tension spring that's kind of held in a certain way, and that helps to keep, obviously, the latch forward all the time. And then you got the little screw right here that helps with that extra little bit of support as well. So yeah, really nice. And we'll look at the outside of the door real quick again. You can see you have that nice heat shrink design on it. And one thing to mention too, oh yeah, you can kind of see it. It actually goes up inside the transformer as well. You can see it under the transformer here. Some of that heat sink designs they put in the door. So yeah, and you got the NEMA sticker right here that says 200 watts high pressure sodium. I will say American Electric used some really good NEMA stickers during this time. They're made of a very nice vinyl, weather resistant material, and they don't really fade too badly. The wording, I think, if I'm correct, this 200, it's actually supposed to be silver, because I believe during this time they were still using some silver high pressure sodium stickers, and I think the font's supposed to be silver with the yellow background. So if that's the case, that's pretty cool that American Electric did that. So yeah, and it's kind of hard to tell, obviously, because there's some dirt in them still, but you can see 1, 2, 3 kind of up there, 3 holes that come in and under the outside. These 2 holes, I believe, are for a level target if you want to add one, and then you got these 2 holes for shedding water, I guess, if any water gets into it. But there's a pretty nice, well, it'd be a little bit hard. Obviously, you got the ballast bracket in there, but if any water got on the front, it would pretty much just drip right out the front. So yeah, and again, this door is made of very nice casted thick metal. That's I can't even squeeze the sides. It's really solid. This is a very nice solid module, and as unappealing as it is, I would give this a 10 out of 10. And the reason for that is because it's just really high quality, and it feels very nice, and it's not hard to take off at all. Very user friendly. So yeah. Anyway, now that I showed you guys that, let's go back up into the fixture and see what the top housing on the back side looks like. All right, so starting on the back side, we'll look at the hinge. So of course on that door we saw that nice big claw that was on it, and that claw basically just hooks onto this piece right here, and you can see it's casted onto there, which I guess could be good or bad. If it was pulled on too hard, it could crack the housing, but with this being anodized, this fixture and the metal casting being very nice, I don't see that breaking off anytime soon. So it is really nice and high quality. There's a little plastic thing here, obviously that's a spacer to help insulate the back. It's kind of knocked out, but yeah, kind of a nice little novelty thing there. You can see the slit fitter clamp on here. It's a really nice giant piece of galvanized metal, and it's man, it's just really thick and really solid, and it really covers the entire bottom of the entire front section of the arm. So you got a lot of room for good securement and, I guess, pressing force, if you want to say it that way, I guess. And then you got some nice galvanized screws to go with it. So yeah, and of course you can flip it. As you can see, you got kind of a divot right there. That's so you can obviously it's flipped to work with smaller arms, and of course you can flip it thing completely over to use a bigger arm. So yeah, and here are those connectors again. You can see really nice. They're just kind of held on by that clamp. Over here you can see the ITT sticker, and looking at that sticker, it does say 3-2400. I don't really know that serial number or understand it. The earlier ITT stuff, their serial numbers actually show or actually make more sense. So I don't know what that means, but yeah, you can see it's sticker's really cool. It's all nice aluminum foil sticker. Pretty nice. And then up here, we can see the terminal block for the fixture, and you can see the photo cell there, and that really nice thing I was talking about, that really nice clamp, and then the screw pretty much just holds it in. So here is the terminal block for this fixture. It's pretty nice when it's new and not UV damaged. I will say I've gotten some Mercury versions of ITT 13s, and these things just get really brittle and pretty much just powder off and fall apart and break. So they're not really good in Mercury fixtures. So this high pressure sodium fixture, obviously, with not putting off a crazy amount of UV, has not damaged these, but I will say those aren't really very good. But anyway, so yeah, and that's kind of it. Right here you can see a giant metal panel that basically separates the front section from the back, and this helps to hold the front door section on. You can see the metal tab that sticks out here for where your screw goes in. This lip is where that your latch hooks onto. Pretty cool. And you just got there's one in there, 4 screws, another one there tucked in there that holds it on. So yeah, and there isn't really a lot to see right here. Pretty bland. So yeah, anyway, now that we saw all that, let me go ahead and open up the front section here. All right, and to get access to the lamp area, all you got to do is pull this latch forward to let the door down. And you'll see here, there's 2 pieces of, they're just pressed pieces of aluminum right here, these tabs. And mine unfortunately are sticky, so I can't really adjust them, but you can slide them back and forth to basically let the door come off the 2 hinges here. But due to these being really sticky, let me try them again. Due to them being sticky, I don't think I can really move them. Yeah, this one's, unfortunately, they're stuck. And I think that they got kind of a rivet here. You got rivets here, and I think they're pressed in way too well. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to get this piece off. I haven't even taken the actual door off this section while cleaning it yet, so that's for that reason. But yeah, if you do want to take the door off though, you just gotta slide these back, because you got 2 little feet that kind of hang on the edges of these hinges, and then you can take the whole door assembly off with the glass on it if you want. But in this, as of right now, I can't move them, so I'm not going to do that. But I can at least show you real quick how to take your glassware out. Again, if you're cool like me, you'll have a nut driver handy. You got these 2 hex screws here. So all you want to do is unscrew those. So we'll start with one. So you just want to unscrew those. Those hold down the back section. These nice little clips here, if it'll focus. There we go. You got 2 nice little clips like these on the back. Alright, so first if you're going to do it, undo the glass this way, you want to be very careful, because the glass could easily slide out if you're not careful enough. So let me go ahead and take that out. And then you got 2 tabs right there that pretty much also just help to keep the glass on, that are casted into the doors. So go ahead and lift carefully here. There we go. Alright, the glass is off. I'll go ahead and set that aside for a sec. And I'll show you one more thing. And that is the latch right here. So of course, you got your latch on the front section. It's pretty much the same exact latch. Nice cast aluminum. It's really thick. You got that same stainless steel spring on the front. Instead of having 2 screws though, it's a you can see it kind of hooks itself under there. The stainless steel spring just presses it up and in, but if I want to take it out, I would have to lift down, which you can tell wouldn't be the easiest thing to do. So that would be kind of a hard thing to take out and clean, but yeah, still really nice. And I will say with it held in there that way, it is never ever going to come out. So yeah. And moving on up, we can see the rest of the door. You can see the 2 spots where your screws were. And then yeah, here are those tabs that you would slide. Of course, like I said, I could not slide these things. Too bad. Here is the actual reflector section. I'll go ahead and unscrew this lamp real quick. Of course, with Cincinnati having the GE place there, I got this nice high pressure sodium GE lamp. You can see it has a nice green ring on it, and somewhere it says on it what it is. Yeah, 200 watt Localux high pressure sodium. Pretty nice. It is a fairly used bulb, so I will say it's almost towards its cycling stage. And here is the reflector area. Yeah, the reflector is held in with a little black hex screw up there, and yeah, the reflector isn't anything special, just a pressed aluminum reflector, but it is nice and finished well, which is really cool. Here is the light socket, the back side of the socket. There is some room for adjustment, but you really can only move it forward or back, so kind of lame. Yeah, and then on the front you got this piece of metal up here that is held in with 2 screws, and your latch hooks onto that. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at the glassware real quick. Alrighty, so here is that nice 4-way refractor I have for my fixture. It's really, really nice. Now, American Electric would have definitely still used these during this time, even though their standard 2-way refractors were just the Westinghouse ones. I actually, if you're wondering where I got these out of the dumpster. These are on some 113s from like 1992, so they are still using these refractors, which I think is pretty neat. But yeah, so I saved them, and I keep them for fixtures that need replacement glass. So yeah, these are really rare, these 4-way refractors, but that's really nice. It's finished really well. As you can see, you can clearly see my hand through it, so it's a nice, clean, clear, crisp mold. I really like the 4-way refractor design. It's very beautiful, and you'll see here shortly, it is amazing when it's on. So when I get to converting this to mercury vapor someday, it's going to be really awesome to see. And then we'll look at the front here. You can see it says American Electric, and it still has the older style American Electric logo, and it says Street End. I don't think it says anything on the back, no. But last but not least, we'll look at the rim. 13-002, that would have been for the 000, 13000 when it first came out. So they've been making this refractor for a long time. And on this side, it's a little hard to see. You can see it vaguely that it says Hall of Fame. So yeah, really nice. And yeah, that's really all to say about this glass. Oh, I almost forgot. You can see on it, it says 4-way in really nice, well embossed letters. And you got nice arrows that also point in the 4-way direction as well. So pretty awesome. Yeah, I really like this refractor. It's really unique, and I'm glad to have it on this really rare fixture. So yeah. But with that said, let me go ahead and put the streetlight back together, and we can watch it warm up. Alright, so I got it set up here. Let me go ahead and shut some lights off, and then we can get started. And turn on our good friend floodlight. Okay. So this is my 1985 American Electric / ITT 213 in 200 watts high pressure sodium in 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that starter card really works. Of course, because it's big and high quality. This should not take too long to warm up. This high pressure sodium is pretty quick, and those starter cards actually are really good in these fixtures. So this will be a quick one. Anyway, let's watch it warm up.
All right, so this thing is at full brightness, and yeah, it really didn't take too long for it to come on. It only took like, I think, 4 minutes. And that's the nice thing about high pressure sodium is that it comes on quick. Anyway, yeah, let's go ahead now and lift the camera up here. We can get a nice little look of it. With that 4-way refractor, you can actually see that there is a lot of light going. You can kind of see on the blinds there, the little details. That's pretty. You can see it really is putting out that nice 4-way color. I mean, look how much light's coming back there. We go all the way around it from, you know, well, the camera can't pick it up. Oh, whatever. You guys get the idea. But yeah, you can see it's even though I'm not a fan of orange, you know, for anyone who is a fan of high pressure sodium, I'm sure you guys can really appreciate this. Yeah, it's nice and bright. You can see that lovely orange color. Just wanted to let you guys see that. Yeah, I really am not a fan of high pressure sodium. That's why you guys don't see a lot of HPS on my channel. I am definitely a fan of mercury vapor, but I don't disregard high pressure sodium. You know, high pressure sodium actually almost got us to a really good point in HID lighting, and that's when that ceramic metal halide stuff was starting to come out, and then of course it was too late. LED took everything over. So, you know, I can't say that high pressure sodium is really stupid. It definitely is more efficient than mercury. It puts out a lot more lumens and lower, and the wattage is a little lower. It's not much lower, but you know, it does a pretty good job. And really at nighttime, I guess it's not so terrible. So yeah, but you can see the fixture. It looks really nice. Let me kind of do my little thing. Oh yeah, really nice high pressure sodium look. I'll get a view of the glass. You can see that glassware. It's a really quiet fixture too. That glassware is absolutely beautiful. You can't really see the arc tube too well. There's the logo right there for you guys. Pretty awesome. Yeah, the arc tube is it's really in line with the glass, so it reflects very well. On the back side here, you can see the power pad module. You can see the nice venting details again, the 200 watt high pressure sodium sticker. Go up on top here. You can see the photo cell just chilling. Of course, you can see the leveling detail as well. Really cool. Get some nice little quick angles. It really is a cool fixture. Oh, there goes the glass. That glass wants to be wants to be the main attraction. This is really the first time I've ever taken a good look at that glass. Look at how beautiful that is, especially when you motion around it. Wow. My favorite section is the back side. As you guys can tell already, that's beautiful. Oh yeah, if it could just stay like that, perfect. I really like this fixture. Awesome. Alrighty, so that was my 1980s American Electric / ITT 213 power pad and 200 watts high pressure sodium. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this fixture. Like I said, these fixtures I think are really rare. If anyone knows where any of these are in existence, please feel free to share that with everyone. And of course, if there's any mercury versions around, ooh, gosh, yes, please take photos, share the locations of them so people can hopefully go and save them. I don't really know of any in mercury vapor, and that's why I plan on converting this one. I know there's going to be people in my comments saying that I should leave this as high pressure sodium. Here's my plan. I think that is kind of a good idea because apparently 200 watts high pressure sodium is kind of rare. And I will say, I guess, and that's what a lot of people told me, I will say that's true. 250, 150, and 100 seem to be the very common wattages for high pressure sodium. So I will probably get another one of these, as Cincinnati has a surplus of these still in their system, and I don't think it'd be hard to get one. And there's a couple up here just south of Detroit and Wyandotte that I know of that would probably be better candidates for being converted. But yeah, I'd like to convert this to 250 watts mercury just because I like mercury, and since there isn't any of the stickering in there as we saw, there's no serial numbers or stickers saying what the fixture is supposed to be, so I think I can get away with converting it. However, I am going to put an ITT ballast in there and capacitor to make it period accurate. I'm not going to put anything new in it, so I'm going to definitely do a good conversion, an accurate conversion with this fixture. I will say, if you guys do want to see this fixture again in mercury vapor form, please tell me down in the comments below. I will definitely do a video with it running mercury. Maybe I can do just a little fun video. I won't review the fixture as we've already done that. But yeah, if you guys want to see something like that, I can totally do a video of that. So yeah. Or maybe just in general too, I could do a conversion video. That's actually a good idea. I know I mentioned I was really busy, but I am going to try and do more videos. So I think that'd be a good idea for a video. Maybe you guys could learn a little bit, just kind of how to convert fixtures to. So yeah. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you're new. And put a comment down below and tell me what you guys think of this fixture, and if you happen to know where any more are still in the US. With that, I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye-bye.